tonight I saw a familiar face. That was nice. So walked me home, and there was a bad odor of decay over here. I don't know why. And it was funny because he was asking me about some of my favorite food places. And I said, well, my absolute favorite is a restaurant I will call El Taco. And he said, oh, I know them. And so he knew some details that only a regular would know. So I thought that was interesting. And I said, yeah, you can ask the manager about me. You know, I've been going there for a while. And so that was interesting. And we'll see. You know, there's a lot about him that is encouraging. So we'll see. But and I wore my purple blouse today with the lace trim. It was very fun. I could work in it, but I'm beginning to think it's a dress because it's kind of long and like almost to my knee. Well, not about halfway to my knees. So it would be a cute dress if you weren't working retail, I guess, or like going out or something. But it was better in my view as a tunic top, which is how I'm wearing it. And I like the color a lot. And the lace and the ruffles are fun too. Romantic at heart. But he asked me some interesting questions. He said, what is your favorite time in your life? And I said, honestly, the last 5 years. He's like, really? And I said, yeah. And I have decided that I'm just going to have more positive thoughts and speech, because for a while I've tended to run kind of negative. And it was understandable if you look at where I was. But, so I just said, well, yeah, my whole life, people pretty much, they put me in a box and they said, you have to stay there, you can't be yourself. I said, well, I can do that now. And he's like, oh, okay. And he said, you know, I like who you are. And I said, thank you. So do I. And I support you. And when I saw him tonight, he's like, oh, how's your day? And I said, well, and I was very proud of myself because it was horrible at work. It really was. It was very stressful. A good example, my ringer got turned off on my phone. It wasn't do not disturb, but the ringer volume was all the way down. I finally figured it out at the bus stop after I left. And so I fixed it. But in the meantime, my boss, I heard her taking my name in vain. Heather! I'm like, what? And I'm like, what? She's like, you're not answering your phone. I look and I'm like, I missed called. I'm like, oh crap. So yeah, but it was just that kind of day. And but I didn't get into that, and I was very proud of me for that. I just made it a joke that, you know, my boss was taking my name in vain. I said, but all I really said was, it was pretty crazy tonight, and God reminded me of something. And he's like, oh, what's that? I said, this is my mission field, and the mission field is never easy. I was like, oh, okay. And he had, quote, mad respect for the fact that I work DeSoto and Antoine on Bible handouts. And I said, oh, I can go in there for a minute. That's my spot. Oh, DeSoto. You know. But that's the thing. If God sends me, then anything that happens is going to be in God's will and will work for the furtherance of the gospel. Good or bad happening to me, you know, it's going to work to further the gospel. So I'm okay with that. So I didn't get into that though. Not much, but it is nice to talk to a person I can discuss my faith with, because some guys, I think, who are believers, they want to like interrogate and like analyze and categorize my faith and try to get into the apologetics type stuff, and that, I have a very, very simple faith. I love Jesus. He takes care of me. That's basically it. And he said in the Bible, Jesus, that he likes that kind of faith, and it doesn't have to be complicated. And I think for me, with pretty much all relationships, not just dating. Not that this is anywhere near that yet, but I'm very inexperienced, and two, I'm not always good at reading cues because of my disability. So we'll see. But in the meantime, I'm leaving. Either I have my entire life in God's hands, or I don't. And if God has someone for me, He will send that person and make it obvious. So we'll see. But in the meantime, it was nice to talk to him. It was good. It was nice to see a smiling face, and because tonight was just evil. Ugh. So I am exhausted. Now, one thing I did today I was very proud of, and I've been doing this the last couple days, is I got those eggs at Gordon Foods. And some of my friends have told me I can get like a camping container for the eggs and bring them home in that, and that's more secure and I won't lose any eggs. Although I only lost 2. That's not bad. So, I had a can of seasoned refried beans. It had a little bit of spices in it, basically. So I opened up the can, I put about a half cup in a bowl, and I fried a couple of eggs, and I threw the eggs on top, and then I put some cheese all around. About like a third of a cup of the shredded cheese that I also got at Gordon Foods, and it was delicious. Now tomorrow, to make it really next level, I might add some salsa. I think that would be good, because I have a can of Great Value fire roasted salsa, and I love that stuff. That's my favorite salsa. So I think I'll do that. That is a big vehicle, and he's just idling over there. So I'm gonna go over here, away from him. Oh, and that's another thing. My friend was asking some questions about, getting home at night, and I told him a few stories about encounters I had. But again, I'm keeping it positive, and just that, God protects me and He gives me, intuition and stuff, and that it's been very effective to just basically set a boundary and say, no, you're not going to follow me home. And, you seem to like that. So, I'm not anybody's victim. Not anymore. So, now we're going to let this car go by. And then I'm going to go. It's okay. I am not wearing my safety belt stuff. It's not smart. And, but, yeah, so we'll see. But I'm going home. So, yeah, I'm pretty tired. I thought I might have a little more energy when I got home. But I am wiped out. It's just a long, stressful day. But I was talking to my parents some, because they always want to hear the gruesome details at work. And I don't really want to do that. I need to figure out a way to let them know that I don't want to talk about how awful it was at work. I really don't, I don't like to dwell on that kind of thing. I'm home, I'm free, I'm going to heaven when I die, that's all that matters. But, and pretty much everybody I love is too, so, but the, it does take a lot out of me, so, and that's okay. I'm looking forward to just going home and relaxing. I have 2 days off. I have no idea what I'm going to do on those 2 days. One day I would like to do a Bible handout. But I'm not stressing about that. Just because we're coming up on back to school, and it would be fun to distribute some of that kid stuff right before back to school. But we'll see. And I'm having a few smallish issues at work with a coworker sandbagging me, but I am documenting things, so if it comes up as an issue, I have proof. And that's sad that I have to do that. It's very, very sad I have to do that. But that's like today. But yeah, this is a fun outfit. I would wear it again. When I get home, I'm gonna look, because that, if you watched the looking at the thrift store haul video, which was a long one, I don't understand if you don't. There was a red blouse with lace cutouts. I thought it had a lining. It does not, and that's not something I want to be doing. So I need to find something to put under that's going to contrast with the red and look intentional. But not like be too hot going to the bus stop. And that's something I'd like to figure out, but again, it costs like $3. If I don't figure it out right now, this minute, it's fine. There was also some kind of performance t-shirt from China, like a turquoise blue, that's on order from Walmart.com. I'm getting that at some point. That'll be nice also for work. Unfortunately, I had like a lime green high visibility performance t-shirt. It was short sleeve, and it got washed with some black jeans that leaked color on it, and I haven't been able to get that out yet. So I can't exactly bleach it either. So I need to figure out whether I just want to write it off. I mean, I could get something else, no problem. But it doesn't have like a emotional thing for me either. I don't even remember when I bought it. But I'm sure that when I bought it, I thought this would be great for Bible handout, and it was. I like it, but I have another, like an orange t-shirt that's a performance shirt, high visibility, that I can wear on my handout. Or I can wear one of my vests if it came to that. But, yeah, so I'll figure it out. But, yeah, I'm pretty tired, and I'm just gonna, go to bed, I think, and just keep it real short tonight. Because I'm tired, folks, and, it's just been pretty intense lately. And I don't know what corporate is doing. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just a candy lady, but my art looks really good. Worth every penny. And I'm figuring out what drinks he likes, too. If somebody comes to my house regularly, or I'm encountering somebody regularly, I like to know what they like so I can provide it for them. And he likes the blue Zero Powerades, pickle juice, and sour cream and chips, and he also likes nacho chips. And since he's doing manual labor all day, he can eat it and still, be a reasonable weight. So, anyways, that's it. I gotta fix my windsock. Alrighty, good night.